Your favorite morning coffee could be doing more damage to your body than years of unhealthy eating, and you won't feel it until it's too late. This is especially true for anyone managing their blood sugar. For diabetics over 50, coffee isn't just a drink. It's a daily ritual, a comfort, a way to start the day. But the wrong kind of coffee can silently spike your blood sugar, inflame your arteries, and stress your heart in ways you won't notice until it's too late. Most people think coffee is harmless, even healthy, but that's only true if you choose the right one. Millions of people are drinking the wrong brews every single day, unknowingly sabotaging their health, sapping their energy, and speeding up diabetes complications. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal 4 coffees you must avoid and 4 you should drink daily to protect your blood sugar, your heart, and your health for years to come. Please note, always talk to your doctor before making any changes. This information is for educational purposes only. 4 types of coffee you should avoid. Coffee number 4. Flavored instant coffee mixes. Did you know that the convenient 3-in-1 coffee mixes many Americans buy at the supermarket originated from post-war marketing campaigns in Asia? That enticing aroma isn't from real coffee, it's from synthetic flavoring. If you're like many people over 60, you might think it's just a packet of instant coffee in the morning. No big deal, but the truth is more concerning than you might realize. Those fragrant coffee packets often contain 10 to 20 grams of refined sugar per serving, sometimes even glucose fructose syrup and artificial sweeteners like acesulfame potassium. These are silent culprits that spike your blood sugar levels. These mixes have an average glycemic index, GI, above 70, forcing your pancreas to overwork to produce insulin, especially when your body's insulin response is already less efficient. I remember a patient of mine, let's call him Frank. Frank was a retired engineer, meticulous about his health. He exercised, he watched what he ate, but his fasting blood sugar numbers kept creeping up. He was frustrated. "Doctor, I don't understand it," he said. "I'm doing everything right." We went through his diet and his daily habits. It turned out that every morning he was drinking a popular brand of 3-in-1 instant coffee because he thought it was a quick, harmless way to get his caffeine fix. We made one change. We had him stop the instant coffee, and within a week, his fasting blood sugar dropped by over 20 points. Frank's seemingly innocent morning coffee was the one thing quietly undermining all his hard work. So, what can you do? Don't wait until you need more medication or insulin injections to make a change. Instead of instant coffee, buy pure Arabica coffee grounds, ideally organic and free of flavorings. Brew a strong batch using a drip machine or French press. Then, pour it into a clean ice tray and freeze it. Each morning, just pop a coffee ice cube into a cup, add hot water, and you're done. It's quick and safe, no sugar, no chemicals, and no high GI. Your body will thank you for it. Real coffee doesn't need sugar to taste good, and you don't need to sacrifice your health for convenience. Just 10 minutes of prep each week, and you can enjoy your mornings worry-free. If you've been drinking this type of coffee without realizing how harmful it is, this might be the day you change a small habit that saves you from a future of insulin injections. Now I have a question for you. Have you ever added a creamy white substance to your coffee, thinking it's harmless, when in reality it contains no real milk? Coffee number 3. Coffee with non-dairy creamer. Adding a non-dairy creamer to coffee has become a daily ritual for many older Americans. But did you know that this creamer doesn't actually contain milk? It's a mix of hydrogenated vegetable oil, artificial flavors, colors, and industrial thickeners. What worries me most, especially for those over 50 managing blood sugar, is the trans fat content in each serving. Just 1 tablespoon, about 15 grams of creamer, contains over 2.5 grams of trans fat. The American Heart Association warns that this type of fat is directly linked to reduced insulin sensitivity and an increased risk of blood sugar spikes after meals. A 2020 report from the organization also showed that just 2 grams of trans fat daily can increase the risk of elevated plasma glucose by 34% in people with type 2 diabetes. On top of that, creamers often contain high fructose corn syrup and maltodextrin, which are sugars with a GI ranging from 85 to 110. This causes glucose to flood your bloodstream quickly and puts significant strain on an aging pancreas. I had a patient, a wonderful woman named Maria, who was struggling to get her blood sugar under control. We had tried several dietary changes with little success. One day, I asked her about her morning coffee. She said she couldn't give up her creamy, sweet coffee, and she was using a popular non-dairy creamer. I explained that what she thought was a harmless additive was actually a mix of processed fats and sugars that were likely causing her blood sugar to spike every morning. We switched her to a better alternative. Within 2 weeks, her morning blood sugar readings were significantly lower, and she told me she felt less sluggish and had more energy. Instead of continuing to use artificial creamer, I recommend switching to a simple yet highly effective alternative, pure ghee butter. Ghee is clarified butter with all lactose and milk proteins removed, making it ideal for older adults and those sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. Ghee contains butyric acid, a short-chain fatty acid that reduces inflammation, improves the function of beta cells in the pancreas, and helps insulin work more effectively. Ghee also has no carbohydrates, so it doesn't raise your GI. To apply this tip, simply buy an unsalted, organic ghee jar. Each morning, brew your coffee as usual, then add a teaspoon of ghee, about 5 grams, to your cup. Stir with a spoon or use a mini milk frother, and you'll see a smooth, creamy layer form. It's rich and aromatic like creamer, but without spiking your blood sugar. If you've been using creamer every morning, this simple change can help you avoid trans fats and give you healthy fats that keep you fuller longer and reduce sugar cravings. And have you ever thought that decaf coffee is automatically safe, when in reality, it might be processed with chemicals that could harm your liver and nervous system? Coffee number 2. Decaf coffee processed with chemical solvents. Decaf coffee has long been considered a safe choice for those avoiding caffeine, especially for people over 50 with diabetes. But did you know that most decaf coffee in the US is processed using industrial chemicals like methylene chloride? Methylene chloride is an industrial solvent commonly used in paint removers and heavy-duty cleaners. When used in the decaffeination process, small amounts can remain in the coffee beans. While these amounts are minimal, for older adults, especially those with weakened livers or long-term diabetes, the cumulative effects over time can be significant. Specifically, methylene chloride increases oxidative stress in liver cells, which means the cells are damaged by free radicals. This reduces insulin metabolism and increases the risk of insulin resistance. Additionally, this chemical process strips away most of the natural antioxidants in coffee, key compounds that help people with diabetes manage blood sugar and prevent chronic inflammation. I saw this firsthand with a patient, an accountant named Jim, who had been a decaf drinker for years due to high blood pressure. He came to me with persistent, unexplained blood sugar spikes. He was eating a healthy diet and exercising, but his numbers were all over the place. We discovered that his favorite decaf coffee was processed with methylene chloride. We switched him to a chemical-free decaf. It was like a light switch. Within a month, his blood sugar became much more stable, and he even reported feeling better overall. The hidden chemicals in his daily cup of decaf were quietly wreaking havoc on his system. So, what's a safer solution? Choose decaf coffee processed using the Swiss water process. This technology, rigorously certified in Canada, removes caffeine using only water, no chemicals. The process uses temperature and pressure to extract caffeine while preserving the coffee's natural antioxidants. The result is a delicious cup of decaf without worrying about chemical residues or liver damage. Best of all, Swiss water processed decaf has a very low glycemic index, causing no blood sugar fluctuations, making it ideal for supporting natural diabetes management for those over 50. Look for products labeled Swiss water process or chemical-free decaf on the packaging. If you know someone drinking decaf daily without knowing about this, share this video with them now. And have you ever seen a dark, almost black cup of coffee brewed directly without a paper filter? Coffee number 1. Unfiltered boiled coffee. Boiled coffee, like Middle Eastern or Turkish style, looks tempting and has a bold, rich flavor that many people over 50 love. But what few people know is that this brewing method uses no filter, making it an unsafe choice for those managing blood sugar. When you brew coffee directly without filtering, a compound called cafestol remains in your cup. This compound can raise LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, and indirectly disrupt blood sugar regulation. High blood lipids impair insulin function. I saw a patient, a kind man named Hassan, who had been drinking Turkish coffee for decades. He loved the ritual and the strong flavor. He was struggling with both high cholesterol and unstable blood sugar. We tried various medications, but his numbers wouldn't budge. Finally, I suggested a simple change: filter his coffee. He was hesitant at first, but he agreed to try it. He started using a French press with a double filter. To his surprise, his LDL cholesterol dropped significantly, and his blood sugar became much easier to manage. The caffeine in his unfiltered coffee was the silent culprit that was making it so hard for him to control his health. I know many of us love the strong, full-bodied taste of boiled coffee, but there's a way to keep that flavor without harming your liver or pancreas. Here's a tip I'm passionate about, which has helped many of my patients lower cholesterol and stabilize blood sugar. Use a French press with a double filter system, combining an ultra-fine metal mesh with a thick cotton or paper filter. This setup lets you use coarsely ground dark roasted coffee while removing up to 80% of caffeine. It's simple to do. Get a high-quality French press with a fine mesh filter. Add your coffee grounds, pour in hot water, about 93 to 95 degrees Celsius, and cover without pressing. Let it steep for 4 to 5 minutes. Then slowly press to separate the grounds. To further reduce caffeine, place a cotton or thin paper filter over your cup when pouring. This extra filtration gives you a rich, aromatic coffee without the risks to cholesterol or blood sugar. 4 best types of coffee to drink daily. If you're over 50 and living with diabetes, choosing the right coffee each day can make a significant difference to your health. Not all coffees are created equal. Some are not only safe but also help control blood sugar, stabilize your glycemic index, GI, and support natural diabetes management. Coffee number 4, Organic Medium Roast Arabica Coffee. Organic Arabica coffee, grown at high altitudes, naturally fermented, and free from pesticides, has been a health secret of Ethiopians for centuries. For those over 50 trying to manage blood sugar, this may be a great coffee option for some individuals seeking a better alternative. Unlike commercial coffees that are over-roasted or infused with artificial flavorings, medium roast organic Arabica retains high levels of chlorogenic acid, which helps limit the amount of sugar entering the bloodstream after meals. This is crucial for people with type 2 diabetes or a history of unstable blood sugar. Here's a tip many people don't know. Most people pour boiling water directly onto coffee grounds, but this destroys heat-sensitive antioxidants like chlorogenic acid in seconds. Instead, let the water cool slightly to 92 to 94 degrees Celsius before pouring it over the coffee to gently extract its flavor and natural compounds. Here's how to brew it. Starting tomorrow, boil water as usual. Then, turn off the heat and wait exactly 60 seconds for it to cool. Meanwhile, prepare 10 grams of medium roast organic Arabica coffee grounds and place them in a drip filter or French press. Once the water reaches 92 to 94 degrees, pour it slowly over the grounds and let it steep for 4 to 5 minutes. You'll get a cup of coffee with a clear brown hue, a gentle aroma, and the characteristic light acidity of Arabica. Most importantly, it's a pancreas-friendly coffee that can effectively support natural diabetes management for those over 50 without sacrificing your daily coffee habit. If you think coffee can be a form of natural medicine, share this video with a friend seeking a healthier lifestyle after 50. And have you ever noticed a coffee with a cool, less bitter taste, often cold brewed for hours? Coffee number 3, Concentrated Cold Brew Coffee. Cold brew is an excellent choice for older adults like you and me, especially those trying to manage blood sugar naturally. The first thing that makes cold brews so friendly is its 60 to 70% lower acidity compared to traditional hot coffee. Lower acidity means less irritation to the stomach lining, making it more comfortable for those over 50, especially if you have a history of gastritis or acid reflux. More importantly, cold brew helps stabilize blood glucose levels after drinking, particularly when brewed correctly. Here's the part I want you to really pay attention to, as it's a special tip few people share. To maximize the benefits of cold brew, brew it with magnesium-rich mineral water. Magnesium is a vital mineral that enhances insulin sensitivity and stabilizes GI during meals. For those over 50 looking to support natural diabetes management, clinical studies show that proper magnesium supplementation can improve blood sugar control by 10 to 20%. Use coarsely ground organic Arabica coffee, 50 grams per 500 milliliters of water. Instead of regular filtered water, choose mineral water with 20 to 40 milligrams of magnesium per liter. Check the label for this information. Pour the mineral water into a container with the coffee, stir gently, and seal it. Place it in the fridge and let it steep for 12 to 16 hours. Then, filter out the grounds. You'll have a batch of rich, smooth, low-acid cold brew packed with magnesium and no sudden GI spikes. Are you drinking cold brew daily? And have you heard of a coffee that includes an ingredient to slow aging, benefit your skin, and help control blood sugar through its effects on collagen? Coffee number 2. Coffee with collagen peptides. Collagen isn't just for healthy skin. In Japan, older adults have been adding collagen to their coffee for decades as an essential part of their daily health routine. When you mix collagen peptides into your morning coffee, you're not just boosting protein intake, you're also providing your body with glycine and proline, 2 amino acids that protect blood vessel linings and support insulin function. This means insulin works more efficiently, sugar is transported out of the bloodstream faster, and your post-meal glycemic index, GI, doesn't spike too high. A 2021 study from Kyoto University in Japan on 12,400 older adults with type 2 diabetes found that consuming 5 grams of collagen peptides with 80 milliliters of caffeine daily for 3 months improved insulin sensitivity by around 18% on average and significantly reduced insulin resistance in those over 60. Try combining unflavored collagen peptides with Ceylon cinnamon when brewing your coffee. Ceylon cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde, a compound that lowers the GI of your breakfast and helps reduce insulin resistance in muscle and liver tissues. Each morning, brew your coffee as usual. Then add 1 teaspoon of unflavored collagen peptides, about 5 grams, to your cup, followed by 1/3 of a teaspoon of pure Ceylon cinnamon. Stir until fully dissolved. You can add a splash of unsweetened almond milk for a light, creamy taste if desired. That's it. You've got a warm, rich cup of coffee that supports joint health and stabilizes blood sugar after meals without needing medication. And have you ever heard of a coffee infused with a smart fat that boosts energy without spiking blood sugar? Coffee number 1. Coffee with MCT oil and Ceylon cinnamon. This is a famous recipe from the keto community, and for those over 50 managing diabetes, many people find this type of coffee helps energize their mornings in a balanced way. Coffee blended with MCT oil and Ceylon cinnamon isn't just delicious and aromatic. It has clear biological effects on how your body processes glucose, fats, and energy daily. When you add MCT oil, short for medium-chain triglycerides, you're giving your body a fat that's rapidly metabolized by the liver. For older adults, this is a huge advantage because MCTs don't require insulin to be converted into energy. 1 teaspoon of MCT oil, about 5 grams, provides roughly 43 kilocalories but doesn't raise plasma glucose levels. Instead of using glucose, your body switches to MCTs as its primary fuel source, reducing strain on the pancreas and minimizing post-meal blood sugar fluctuations. This is essential for supporting natural diabetes management over 50. But that's not all. When you add pure Ceylon cinnamon, you're using an herb containing cinnamaldehyde, a compound that inhibits alpha-glucosidase enzymes, slowing the conversion of carbohydrates into sugar. Studies show that just 1 gram of Ceylon cinnamon daily can lower a breakfast's GI by 10 to 20%, helping to slow post-meal blood sugar spikes. I had a patient, a retired teacher named Paul, who was struggling with morning fatigue and high blood sugar after breakfast. He was already on medication, but we were looking for a way to support his health naturally. I suggested he try adding MCT oil and Ceylon cinnamon to his morning coffee. Within 2 weeks, Paul called me, excited. He said he had more consistent energy throughout the morning, and his blood sugar readings after breakfast were the best they'd been in years. It was a simple change that made a profound difference in his daily life. Here's a critical tip to remember: to avoid diarrhea or digestive upset, which is common in older adults new to MCT oil, start with a 1/4 teaspoon, about 1.25 grams, each morning for the first 3 days. Then gradually increase to half a teaspoon and finally a full teaspoon after a week. Brew your coffee with medium roast Arabica at 92 to 94 degrees. Add a pinch of Ceylon cinnamon and stir well. No sugar. If you like, add a splash of unsweetened nut milk, like walnut or almond. In today's video, we've explored the worst coffees that can silently raise your GI, disrupt insulin, and put people with diabetes at risk of dangerous complications. We've also discovered safe coffee recipes that can even help stabilize blood sugar daily. This isn't just about taste or morning habits, it's directly tied to your heart, nerve health, and quality of life. This video offers not just knowledge but practical solutions to support natural diabetes management over 50 without relying on medication. According to 2023 CDC statistics, 37% of people over 60 with diabetes face a high risk of progressing to chronic kidney disease or permanent nerve damage simply because they don't realize how caffeine, trans fats, and chemicals in their morning coffee can silently disrupt blood sugar stability. Making small changes today may positively contribute to long-term health and well-being.